Yes, artist assistant to Benne Mo-Neigh. Good. Good boy. Come on. So, when Benne first came to us, he was very nibbly, as was the other horse that he came with, Itty. So Benne was a dressage competitor, apparently a very successful one. And dressage is a very intense activity for horses. Very, very intensive training, very intensive connection between the owner and the horse, or the rider and the horse. And I always just got the sense that Benne was kind of bored. And at one point, I don't know why, but I was flipping around on the internet and I ran into something about a horse, off the track racehorse. I think his name was Monty, who was rescued, and he had knee issues. And so the owner, who happened to be an artist, thought, well, I'll keep Monty occupied. Anyway, so the owner wanted to keep his racehorse occupied, and he taught him to paint. And that racehorse raised $80,000 over the years, and half of that went to rescue and half of it went to his medical care. And I just was really fascinated by that. One of the other volunteers here, Brenda Wesley, suggested click training, which is what she's done with her horse. So I got a clicker, and I really didn't know what I was doing, but I started first just by showing him a brush. And I wrap these brushes so that it's soft. It's got veterinary wrap or duct tape or this painting tape or some combination of them. So it's a little bit something that he can sort of, it's not so hard, it's something he can hold in his mouth. And so I first showed it to him, and he had absolutely no idea what to do with it, didn't even look at it. And then I showed it to him again, and he kind of reached out his nose towards it, and I clicked, and he got a reward. And he thought that was pretty cool. And so then I held it out to him, and he did it again, and he got a reward. And through those ridiculous baby steps, it got to where he would acknowledge it, get a reward, then it got to where he would hold it in his mouth. And in the beginning, that was a little bit hard. I'd kind of try to put it, you know, between his lips to show him what I wanted, and he didn't know what to do with it. But then if he did kind of take it, because he's Benne and he likes to put things in his mouth, and so if he did take it, then he got like and a reward. So then he started really reaching for it. And then I showed him just a thing like this, a board. It was a little bit bigger than this, and he kind of reached out towards it, and he got a click and a reward. And so he started realizing, okay, I want to pay attention to this, and I want to pay attention to this. And I didn't know how I was going to get him to put brush to paper. But when I held it in front of him, he just literally took it and touched the board with it. And so he got a click and a reward. And so that's really how it's been. It's been surprisingly easy. Participate. So I will prepare each canvas with a background color. And then I will try to plan out what colors I'm going to use for that painting. And I will also use different brushes. And some brushes he seems to like better than others, and I'm not quite sure why. And the little brushes he sort of nibbles more, and he moves them a little bit more like this, whereas the bigger brushes he tends to take broad strokes. So the paintings are all Benne's painting. All I do is hold it and set the color and give it to him. And sometimes he makes one kind of move, and sometimes he makes another kind of move. And he would go all day doing this. So when I'm by myself, I often have to put a timer on so that I don't end up getting lost in time, because I could be here 3 hours, and that's too many treats for him. He is often just reaching out and grabbing for the brush long before I'm ready. And so I have to tell him to wait a minute. Wait, and now I just say, are you ready? And then I hand it to him, and he does his thing, right? You ready? Good boy. is that I know that if he doesn't want to do it, he can just walk away. In the beginning, when we were not working with paint yet, I would take him, I would do it out in the pasture. And he walked right up to me. He was ready to play the game. He knew what was going on. And he could walk away at any point. One point he did, I remember he walked away. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess we're done. And I turned around and was picking up the brushes and stuff. And started to walk away, and he came back after me and wanted some more. So he just likes to be engaged. He's a really smart horse. He's had a good life with a good long-time owner. He's just a really great horse, but he needs to be engaged, don't you? We're hoping that with Benny's help, maybe we can raise a few dollars for the rescue, because we need it, and he needs it. But he has a job, and he seems to like that very much.